Tansi Sinawag, welcome to the second video with Nehiyaw's Golf. My name is Bevan Ward. I am a Treaty 8 Cree Sioux Indian from northern Alberta, and this particular day we were in Nampa, Alberta, playing the Heart River Golf Course. My playing partners were my parents, my wife, and my son. So without further ado, let's get into some commentary and see what the day brought. So this approach shot was 55 yards, so it was just a 50% 60-degree wedge for me. And it left me with 11 feet. And anytime you can start the day with a birdie, I think it's going to be a good day. So ever since the last video, I've been at the driving range 5 times working on nothing but the driver to try and tame it. And I absolutely smoked this one down the right side of the fairway. I thought I was in the trees, but actually got a really good kick from the hill, and it catapulted my drive like another 30 yards. It's like 323 yard drive, so it was easily my best drive of the year. And all of a sudden I was putting for eagle on this par 5. I actually thought it was a par 4 because way back in the day this used to be a par 4, and it wasn't until like a couple of years ago where they converted it into a par 5. So I ended up birdieing it, and I didn't even know until after the fact. So yeah, anytime I pulled out my driver today, I was just confident with it. So this was another one straight down the pipe. And that's more my yardage. I wish I could say my yardage was 320 every time, but I'm lucky to hit 300. So this approach shot on this hole, I stuck it to within 8 feet, and my wife putted before me, so I got a good read off of her putt and managed to sink another bird. So all of a sudden I had 3 back-to-back birdies, and that's the first time in my life I've ever did that. So I was bound to get some humble pie and didn't feel confident at all with this swing and pushed it a little left. So I was left with a little chipper 8-iron to try and chase it over there, and I kind of overshot it a touch, but at least I was putting for bird. So
little over, but good. Blasted.
So it was really hard for me to focus on this birdie putt because parents were walking everywhere. Everyone was talking. There's commotion in the back of the creek area there. There's 2 beavers, there's mallards, there's a deer on this hole too, so it's just really hard to focus. But should have made that 3-footer, but didn't make it. So first bogey of the day. And here was a nuked 6-iron. It felt really good coming off the face, and I was just left of the green. So I had a 44-foot chip here, and my chipping game is pretty good, so I was confident to get close, but I squirted it a little bit by. And I had 5 feet coming back for par, and it literally stopped like an inch away, so I had to settle for bogey again. And this was just an easy 5-iron, and it felt good coming off the face, and I knew I was on the fairway. So this 100-yard shot is just a full 60-degree wedge for me, but I just pulled it just a touch, and I actually overshot it. Got a wicked bounce off the green. So this was a challenging little chip because it was on a downhill lie, and I didn't get good contact with it whatsoever there. And that one was just a total misread on my part. Yeah, I thought it was going to turn, and it didn't turn whatsoever, and then I had like this little scary putt back for par. Didn't make it. So my 3 under and 3 holes disappeared just like that, and now I was 1 over.
Good shot.
So this hole, it's 142 yards, so that's usually just a good pitching wedge for me, but for some reason I smoked this one and I shot over the green. So I had a challenging 60-foot chip back, and the greens in Nampa, I don't know what it is about this year or if it was just every year, but they are so fast. Like I feel like any year my chipping here would have been closer, so but I was happy with par there. A Wedge. I caught that one off the toe of my driving hybrid and it like rattled my finger on my left hand. So this was a challenging shot. I had to hit like some sort of draw with a 9-iron to even have a chance at the green. So I just swung for the fences here, and I got such good contact on it, and I actually missed that tree on the left and bounced off the green and kind of went on the fringe. So I had this for bird, and I just missed it. Like I would have been really, really pumped if I got that bird, considering how bad my drive was. So I had this coming back for par and didn't make it. Another bogey. So closing out the front 9, or the first 9 I guess. It's a drivable par 4, but with me, I don't think I could ever reach it in one shot. Like I've tried in the past and I bounced off that hill there. This was another good easy approach shot. It was a gap wedge, 52 degrees, and I knew I was on the green, or at least I thought. I rolled over and had this long putt back for bird, and it was just a pretty good lag putt. That's all I was trying to do, just get close. And I actually waited for my wife's putt here, and I had a 2 further back for par and managed to make a par and basically posted my best 9-hole score of the year so far. And now we're right back to hole 1. And I was in the bathroom, so my playing group went ahead of me, so that's why I was yelling 4 there, and I hit a poor shot with my 5-iron. And looking back on it, I should have shot my driving hybrid again there. I have no idea why I didn't have faith in it, but so now this was my 3rd shot and I'm still nowhere near the green. And this was my birdie attempt from 100 yards and I actually hit it short. And I knew for a fact I wasn't going to sink this par putt. I just thought I'd get it close. And would have liked it to be a little bit closer than where I am right now, but my putting game isn't the greatest, except for those first 3 holes of today.
Oh my goodness!
So that was my 2nd double bogey of the day. And I wouldn't say I was mad, but as soon as I pulled out the driver, I knew it was going to be a good hit. So this is what I normally expect on this hole, where I am here. So I could have went for the green, but I wasn't comfortable with cutting over those trees, so I thought I'd hit a layup shot and have a nice little lob wedge. But I still don't know what I did here. I hit it fat or off the hosel, and it didn't even go like 2 feet off the ground. It just skimmed off and just rolled across the fairway. So now I had to get creative to even have a shot at par here. So I had this 12-footer back for par and didn't make it. Had to settle for another bogey. So this was my only bad driver shot of the day, and it's the last time you see driver today. I caught it super low and off the toe and only went like 200 yards. So I had this back, and it was an awkward yardage for me. Like, I think I'd really benefit if I had a 4 or even a 3 iron in my bag, because from my DHY it's like 240, and then a big drop off to like 208 to my 5 iron, and there's just an awkward yardage for me.
Oh.
And my putting game needs work. So this one, it just hugged the trees on the right, and I was still in the fairway, but I didn't have a clear line at the green, so I had to get creative again here. And I actually didn't get good contact there, so it wasn't the shot that I wanted. Like, go figure, that's basically every person's golf game. So looking back on this now, I was 60 feet away and I should have just tried a chipper. But I thought I would putt it and try to get close, and like I said before in this video, my putting game, my putting game is horrible. So I dropped another shot here and settled for a bogey again.
Bleeding.
So this one, I knew I hit it good, but I lost it in the sun. Like, we all lost it in the sun. Like, we had no idea where it went, but I knew I hit it good, so I was actually pretty close to where I was last time I played this hole. Hit a decent lag putt here. I was only 5 feet away. And you gotta get those. Like, we don't have a driving range. I mean, we do have a driving range. We don't have any practice putting greens around where I live. So I'm sure if there was one, I'd probably spend more time on the practice green than on the driving range, because my putting game, I really feel that it's what brings me down. I eased up on the wedge this time and stayed on the green.
Good enough, I guess.
So I had this 12-footer for bird and didn't give it enough break, but I was happy to par this considering I double bogeyed it the first time. Here I hit the pitching wedge again, and this is the shot that I was expecting the first time I played it. I kind of pulled it a little bit here, but I was still on the green. So here I was just trying to hit another lag putt. And not enough moose meat. But it was only 3 feet, so I wasn't too worried about it. It was a good lie. Or a good read.
Oh, it's fun, man.
So I pulled out the 5 iron this time, but I actually ended up in almost the exact same spot. So pulled out the 9 iron again. I had to hit this draw and kind of hit it as hard as I could. And I actually caught a twig just enough that when it took enough yards off that I actually stayed on the green this time. So I was pretty stoked about that, and I had this for bird. And didn't make it. But I managed to sink the par, so barely, but I was happy with that. And I really wanted to end the video this way, that this course was my uncle's favorite place to play, and every summer I would play with him maybe 2 or 3 times, if not more. And yeah, it's gonna be different not seeing him on the golf course at all this year, and I just wanted to dedicate this round to him, and ended up actually shooting my best round of the year so far, and I really think he had a hand in that. And yeah, we miss you, Uncle, and thanks for watching, you guys. See you on the next one.